Hi, welcome. On this video, just following along the theme of frustration, owner frustration, as you begin to approach the dog training process, begin to invest in relational change, is to consider certain methods and certain interactions as to what they really represent. And this is, again, the question to be asked in certain interactions, such as, say, one of those interactions is called the alpha roll, where you actually roll a dog on its back and force it into a submissive state, is more often than not, interactions such as that represent frustration, where the person has just kind of reached kind of like the boiling point with the dog, and they're kind of just, getting frustrated and want the dog to just, stop. Just behave, and that's understandable. I mean, understandable in the sense of being frustrated. And the thing that really I'd encourage people to really think about is asking that question as to the motives for how you interact certain ways, but then to understand that dogs know the real deal. I mean, dogs are social relational animals. They know whether or not you're being frustrated or whether or not you're actually changing. And so this whole issue of changing comes right from the very start of the process to identify, what is the process and how do the methods actually come together, okay, in such a way that create change without going into having these frustrated moments where you're kind of doing certain things to try to create change, but again, just feeling like your back's up against the wall, so to speak. But again, through this system, what I show is that it's all about understanding the process, but understanding that the methods, how they frame up change. And so what you're doing is you're consistent, okay, in the method. Okay, the method is coming online certain ways to stay in a proactive way. And so in the proactive nature of the methodology, it doesn't lead into these moments of frustration. You're using the structure as with using the crate properly. Certain interactions are speaking the right language in a very consistent way. And so what happens, it makes sense to the dog. The dog says, okay, this person really is changing, and the gaps are closing in. There's no gaps in anything. It's aligning itself properly. And so what it does, it avoids these moments of frustration that build up where you're just like, you feel totally frustrated, because that's the thing. You have to, engage the dog in a way that holds true to the method, integrity of method. Whereas if it doesn't, then yeah, it can lead into these bad encounters. So yeah, so some of the methods I don't encourage is that alpha roll submissive technique, unless I'll use it only if I'm in a bad situation and I need to gain control. But I don't use it to create change that way. It's not part of my normal methodology to try to incorporate that in. Because again, you have to really think about what are the methods themselves, what are they meant to do, what language are they speaking, and what position does that put people into? Because when you do certain methods, they can put you in a very bad position to get bitten. You might get away with it, but there again, ask yourself the question: is it you doing it because you're frustrated, or what's the reason? And if it's because you're frustrated, what I would encourage you to think about is there's a better way. There's a way to do it which makes sense to the dog, doesn't put you in these situations. And change is going to happen fast because there's no gaps. Everything aligns as it should. So if you have any questions, check out my website. Lots of great information. Thanks for watching.